Hi everybody, it's Julia, your trusted travel expert, helping you find that je ne sais quoi wherever you are in the world. And one place that the je ne sais quoi is very easy for me particularly to find is Paris. And I wanted to talk a little bit, I've been working on apartments for a couple clients in Paris, and so I wanted to talk to you about kind of when you would want to look for an apartment. This isn't specifically about Paris, but it does work quite well in Paris. So times that you would specifically benefit from an apartment stay versus a hotel stay. So a couple reasons for that. And then the second part is what you need to look out for if you are looking to go the apartment route rather than the hotel route. So first things first is, when does an apartment make sense? Well, obviously the larger the group, the more hotel rooms you're going to need, the more it makes sense. For me, a family of 4 or more is perfect for an apartment, especially a family with kids, because the apartment gives you so much more space. You're generally going to have a living room and a kitchen along with the 1 or 2 bedrooms, depending on how much space you want. And that little bit of extra space for communal family time is just going to make the trip so much more pleasant. You think about having the kitchen facilities, like, if you're in Paris, you're not going to be cooking a lot, but just having snacks for picky kids, or being able to, go to the market and pick up stuff for breakfast. That is just really great. And to be able to store some of that stuff and have the kitchen facilities, that is a really good thing for a family. For people traveling without kids, I think that, maybe like 2 couples, the hotel versus the apartment's almost the same. If you've got like 3 or more couples, then like you're good to go. Party time. I mean, it's really fun, again, to have that extra space, have some communal dinners, not in a restaurant, that kind of thing. The other time that you want to look specifically at an apartment stay is if you're staying in one place for a longer amount of time. I generally, like 4 nights or more is when you start shifting from a hotel to an apartment, for me personally, because if you think about it, you go down to breakfast usually every morning in the hotel, right? It's usually included. And like after a couple days, it starts getting old. And so that's sort of my gauge of when you're going to want to look, have your own apartment, have your own space. The other thing to think about is, if you're in a place for like a week, one single place, you're going to want to kind of unpack a little bit more than you do in a hotel room, and really kind of make yourself at home, which is why an apartment stay really lends itself to that. Now, apartment stays, there are so many options. It's such a big kind of thing, especially in big tourist destinations like Paris. And so there are a couple things that you really want to look out for. I am not one of those travel advisors that, never advises to look at Airbnb. Airbnb is a huge and popular option for a reason. There are lots of very high quality, reputable places to stay on Airbnb, but you have to do your homework and you have to really look at the very fine details if you're looking for yourself on Airbnb. The biggest thing for me that I look for after location and, does it have the bedrooms I need and the decor that I like and that sort of thing, is the reviews. And I really only look at apartments that have a lot of reviews and really positive reviews about the host, because the host in an Airbnb situation really can make or break your stay. It can really affect how good or bad your stay is. Some of the other things, though, Airbnb is only one of the options. There are lots of different apartment rental options, whether you're looking at something like VRBO, that's vacation rentals by owner, or HomeAway, or something like that. But there are also a lot of, the thing with those sort of owner-driven sites is that there's not a lot of vetting, or really no vetting, or checking out of the properties. So you kind of have to trust what the photos are, which is why you go to reviews. But there are a number of different professional sites that are either property management sites or just professionally run kind of apartment rentals now, where they do go in and double check the property, verify all the different details, all the different benefits that the property offers. Some even, I came across one this week that they design apartments and nobody lives in them, and then you can rent them out, which, that's a whole nother issue as far as urban planning goes. Not ideal. You don't want to be like Dubrovnik, where nobody actually lives in the center of town. But these professional services are a kind of step above like an Airbnb or a VRBO, because they do give you a lot more services. Everything from, having the host or, having someone there to meet you and orientate you to not only the location, the apartment itself, but also the location, the neighborhood, where's the closest bakery, that kind of thing. But it can run up to having, a cell phone that is local, that is, or, an iPhone that you can use to call them, a personal concierge to make, reservations, or, even just use around town so you don't have to use your own roaming data. That's a great feature that this one company I really like called One Fine Stay offers. And another one too that I saw. So those are some of the things that you want to think about when you are thinking about renting an apartment. Does it make sense? Don't always assume that it's going to be more expensive. For a couple of clients that I've been working on lately, it's actually been much more affordable for a family of 5 to rent an apartment for a couple days in Paris instead of doing a couple hotel rooms. So those are a few things to think about this week, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye.